Today on Save Toys, we'll be talking about my favorite hero on a half shell. You've probably guessed it by now, Leonardo. Welcome to the Nerd Cave, and I'm your host Travis, and today we'll be taking a look at my NECA Mirage Leo as donated to the Save Toys channel by the Save Toys Premium member, Gerald Myers. So let's do it, eh? Let's do it!
Just like Santa Claus on December 25th, another episode of Save Toys come and gone.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were created in 1984 by the talents of Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird. Now, I'm pretty sure I butchered that name. I tend to do that. They started at Mirage Comics, which was aptly named as it was a startup in their own apartment. They took their creativity and ingenuity and gave the world one of the most recognizable franchises to this day. Now, take a look at this figure right quick. Your eyes are not deceiving you. Leonardo is not wearing Raphael's bandana. The multicolored bandanas and the initials on the belt buckle was something Playmate Toys added later to help kids like myself differentiate between the four different characters: Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael, and Michelangelo. I'm sure you already know all their names if you're watching this video. Also, it's well to be noted that the original comic books were in black and white. The red actually came later, and then the multicolored bandanas. Oh, wow, what a transition. Now, I want to touch briefly on their alluded history. It's said that the Turtles were transformed by the same ooze that transformed Marvel's Matt Murdock into Daredevil. Now, there's a lot of similarities between the two. Matt fought the hand, the Turtles fought the foot. Matt was trained by Stick, and the Turtles were trained by Splinter. You know, it has you thinking, especially considering that recently DC made a movie with the crossover between the Turtles and Batman, one of DC's major properties, as no doubt you already know as well. Now, there have been comics in the past of the two franchises, Batman and the Turtles crossing over, so it has one to wonder, are the Turtles the bridge between DC and Marvel? Now, I know there's the amalgam... Can't say that word either. I'm really struggling to talk tonight. But I know there's the amalgamation universes, I guess that's the right way to put that, where the two companies were brought together. But what if they were never separate? What if the Turtles were holding on to both franchises, making them one? That's worth thinking about. Anyway, let's head over to the review booth and take a look at these figures, and maybe when we get there, I can talk a lot better. See you there. We're here in my review booth to take a look at my NECA Mirage Leonardo. We were talking earlier about the red bandana that all the Turtles wore in the Mirage comics. I remember the first time I ever saw the Turtles like this. It was on the Konami Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles handheld video game. I do believe I had that game. And I remember noticing that and thinking, this must be a mistake. They wore multicolored bandanas. Now, off to the side, I have my Playmates carded Leonardo and my loose Leonardo from one of the other cartoons. I can't remember who put that cartoon out, but it was also titled Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Very original with the titles, aren't they? But the reason why I have those here is to kind of point out some of the differences. The skin tones are not that different, but Leo in the Mirage, you can see, is a little bit of a lighter green. Now, you can also easily catch that the Mirage one has a longer neck and a little bit different body build. One thing I want to point out about this particular figure is the look and detail that NECA gave this figure. It actually looks like it's jumping right off the comics. The belt and the way they did the coloring, it looks like leather, but it looks like leather that was drawn in a comic book. Now, this one is very stiff, has some articulation. You got the ankles, let's show you right there. You can kind of see them. They're not bad. The green pin, there's a little bit of gappage right here, but the green pins are well hidden, and I'm glad they colored them that way. He's got the brown pads on him throughout. The design on the shell mimics an actual turtle shell, so there really is more of a realistic look to this version of the Turtles. He has a neck joint, and he can go side to side, and his arms is a ball joint. Now, I know this is a review video and you're supposed to show off the articulation, but these are very tight, and that's kind of how I want them to stay. I know I'm a vanilla poser as of right now. I'm working on expanding my repertoire, as you might say, of posing action figures. But this one, what really drew me to it, first off, is of course the red bandana, but just the beautiful comic book accurate look of this particular action figure. Now, I want to talk about his weapons briefly. Let me get him back up. He came with 2 katanas. I've got this one just in the sheath. I thought it would look good, but also this arm right here, this hand, is very, very tight. And when I went to put it in there, I was really concerned that I might would break the sword. And it's just not worth breaking the sword to try to get it in the other hand. The left hand holds the sword very well. I picked this guy up on eBay, got him at a pretty good price. I think he was between $25 to $30. You can find them up there. They're worth adding to your collection if you are a TMNT collector. They're beautiful pieces. You can get all 4 of the turtles with the red bandana. I may end up collecting them all, but as for now, I've got Leonardo. I knew I had some older Leonardo figures, plus he was my favorite from the originals, and I thought it'd be good to kind of compare him with some of those original figures. So there you have it. That's my review of the NECA Mirage Leonardo. Let's head back over to the Nerd Cave and sign this episode off. Why do I suddenly crave an Italian sausage, sardine, anchovy, and whipped cream pizza? I don't know, but that wraps up this week's episode of Save Toys. Hit that like button, and while you're here, also hit that subscribe button. It really does help the channel grow. At the filming of this episode, we're at 152 subscribers, and I'm thankful to each and every one of you. Thanks also, Gerald, for donating this great action figure to be reviewed this week. And until next week, if you like it, collect it.